if you listen really, really, really closely, tell me what you hear. What is that? I know what that is. It's the silence of all these Raiders fans after the past few weeks, after all that time earlier in the year, jumping on the Bears and trashing the Bears and crapping on the Bears. Well, tell me how my ass tastes. That's what you get. That's what you get. That's what you get. And it is striking to me how magnificently quiet so many Raiders fans have gotten all of a sudden. You're mad and butthurt because the Jaguars came into Oakland and your organization's last game in that city and beat them at the last minute? That's what you get. That's your karma collecting for all the trash talking you did with your equivalently irrelevant organization. And if anything, you would argue over the past 15 years, the Raiders have been infinitely even more irrelevant than my sorry-ass Chicago Bears. But yet, here were Raiders fans talking all this trash in the middle of the 2019 season because the Raiders beat the Bears in London. And the Khalil Mack trade ain't working out that well for the Bears. Well, you know what? It's fair to a degree. I'll give you that. Because the Bears were supposed to have all this hype. They had all these expectations this year. And they're going to be sitting at home watching the playoffs just like all of us. So as a result, yeah, you can go ahead and talk trash. You've earned it. To a degree. Because you can look at the Bears trading for Khalil Mack and you can sit there and say now, especially looking back a little bit, getting removed from the emotion of it, which I should be better at doing anyways, but for once I wanted to get caught up in the emotion of something, for God's sake. But ultimately, the Bears giving up multiple first-round picks for a defensive player at a time where the league is gravitating even more and more towards being built on success on the offensive side of the football, giving up so much off the basis of hoping that Mitchell Trubisky was going to be the guy, even though anybody with a brain already could see that there were major significant challenges and questions about that. And all 2019 did was bring those even more to the surface and escalate what is the reality that Trubisky ain't that dude. So if you want to trash talk on that premise and that premise alone, absolutely go right ahead. But it is fascinating to me how over the past few weeks, Raiders fans got real quiet-like when all of a sudden the hope and the naive belief that their team would make the playoffs started to slowly but surely slip out of their grasps. And all of a sudden now, here are the Raiders, 2 weeks left to go in the year, with, keep me honest here, a worse record than the Chicago Bears, and also getting ready to watch the playoffs at home just like the Bears and their fans are again. Again. And this whole thing about, all this crap we got about the Khalil Mack trade, you know what? You got a lot of crap for it. Maybe some of it unfairly. Maybe some of it not. But the reality is, you're now 2 years into this John Gruden experience, and all it's given you is 2 more seasons where you didn't make the playoffs, you're getting ready to go to a new city, and you got 8 more years of Gruden under contract. And if we want to talk about irrelevant teams, as irrelevant as my Chicago Bears have been, and they have largely been, honestly, for most of the past 3 decades, when you look at the Raiders, and if you're a Raiders fan, you really ain't got anything to write home about, and you already know what I'm talking about. Since that 2002 Super Bowl season, what the hell have you done? 1 playoff appearance, am I right? 1 playoff appearance? 1 playoff appearance? In 17 seasons since you've made 1 playoff appearance? 1? At least the Bears have made 4 in that time, including 2 NFC Championship game appearances and a Super Bowl appearance. So where the hell do you get off talking trash to anybody? You're the West Coast Cleveland Browns. Hell, even Al Davis dying didn't change the fortunes of your organization. But you got the nerve to talk trash. Yeah, even worse. It's one thing to talk trash, but then you get awful quiet. Real quiet when all of a sudden your season starts taking a nosedive. And then when other people start calling you all at it, you start ignoring it. Nah, bitch, that ain't how this works. When several weeks back you were talking trash about my Bears, trashing the Khalil Mack trade, trashing the team after your team beat my team in London, you know what I did? I acknowledged it. I owned it. I accepted it. Because you know what? At that time, it was merited and deserved. That's how this game works. It's one thing to be able to talk trash. Anybody can talk trash when things are going well. You got to be able to own up to the reality when things aren't going so well. You got to be able to accept that when you talk trash, when your team starts getting into a bad spot, you know what? It's going to be coming back at you too. You want to trash on my team for being loaded with idiots at the top making decisions? Go right ahead. Let's not even talk about your team. You know what I mean? One playoff appearance in the last 17 seasons. The hell do you get off talking trash to anybody? Anybody! You're the damn skid marks of the West Coast! And worst of all, apparently, a bunch of gutless wonders. That when things go bad for their team, they're nowhere to be damn found. So remember that the next time you want to talk trash about my crappy team with a stupid GM, a crappy head coach, and a crappy quarterback. Guess what? How much different is your team? And if I got to sit there and expect to take it, and I got to sit there and eat it, and I actually own up to it and acknowledge it, then it's only fair that you should have to too. If not, then when it comes to my team, may I politely suggest that you shut the hell up. Because you don't just get to sit there and trash talk when things are going well. That's not how this game goes. That's not how this works. And by God, that's not how it's going to be how it works with me. You're the one that rises the heat in the kitchen. Don't bail out like a bunch of bitches when it comes back and burns you in the ass. That's all I got to say about that.